Hey there, Herd. Got Brad and Steve here, and we're excited to come at you with this NFL Ram round that we have coming up. We've got a decision for the wild card round coming up this Saturday. So make sure you get your entries in by no later at right around 4 p.m. on Saturday. As a reminder, this is what we're playing for. It's a pint glass, a custom round winner pint glass from Ram that goes to the winner of this. I'm going to let Brad get into the details of these exciting matchups. So,
Yeah,
Brad,
I'm super excited. I mean, the NFL is kind of like my favorite sport, and we got a bunch of great teams. The first game is going to be 4 o'clock on Saturday. And then you're going to have an 8 o'clock. The three AFC teams are going, and then after that, it'll be the three NFC teams. And you can almost tell by the scheduling who they think, which games they think are going to be good, because the night games are typically going to be your better games. The earlier games are the less competitive. Um, in our scoring out, obviously the two big gaps are going to be your second seed versus your seventh seed. Your first round, if you're not familiar with the NFL, whoever the number one seed in the tournament is gets a bye for the first week, so they won't be playing till next week. But I thought of those two, which it's going to be Green Bay versus Dallas, and it is going to be the Bills, which was interesting because the last game of the season they moved all the way up to the 2 seed versus the Steelers. And I know we have a lot of Steelers fans in our Ram grouping, so it'll be interesting to see if they really think that the Steelers are going to beat Buffalo. That game has the biggest gap in it. It's about an 8 point. You can gain about 8 points by going with the underdog. And then the Green Bay game comes after that. I'm a big fan of that Green Bay game personally because I think there is a shot there. Some of the other surprise gaps I thought was the 4 and the 5 seed, with which those are usually supposed to be your better games, but the Philadelphia Eagles were almost the number 1 seed, and they ended up dropping all the way down to the 5th seed at the last couple games of the season, and their matchup against the Bucks. Now they are playing at the Bucks. But that game, there's not much of a gap. So according to our Ram analytics, there's not a much. There is no definitive winner there. It's only about a gap of a point. So the Eagles are the favorite in that game, but it's not by a whole lot. And I thought that was interesting, considering that at one time they were 10-1 this season. Um, Other than that, I think it's going to be a really fun tournament. I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot more point spreads than I thought. Just a heads up, weather plays a huge part of football. And our analytics, they don't change once we track them. So if the weather changes, there could actually be some benefit to waiting to make your picks. Because teams that like to throw a lot, or teams that like to run a lot, or defense, there's some weather applications that really matter as you get closer to the games. But yeah, the first games are at 4. They run all the way through Monday. Next week, we'll try to have everything turned around by Tuesday. And we'll probably do a show doing some of the analytics on the picks and who won this and who won that. But that'll be scheduled up for Tuesday, Wednesday next week. So anyways, I hope everybody has a good chance to get their picks in. If you can do a flock, it'll be a ton of fun. I looked at the charts that we have in for, we currently have at least 3 flocks, and I'm hoping we end up with 6 to 8. A smaller tournament like this has usually been 30 to 40, so I'm hoping we get to at least 50 people in this one. So we'll see how that goes. And this is a good lead up to our March Madness tournament. But I'll let Steve close this out. I'm excited for the picks and the spreads. And we'll do some statistical analysis and some, what actually happened in the game next week.
all right, everybody. Hey, keep your horns up and stay tuned for more videos from us and announcements about the tournament. So thanks for playing.